Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Millie and today we're going to go over my pickups, what I've been playing, and some channel updates. So let's get into it. I think last time I said that I wasn't going to pick up that much stuff, and I picked up quite a bit of things, but I'm always dropping everything. Here's everything in one shot. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that I picked up. The first batch I'm going to go through, I apologize if you've already seen this. This is from the Retro X convention that I went to and posted a video on last week. If you've seen it, maybe just skip forward a little bit. Okay, so first we have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This one's for my husband, but we are going to get Pearl, and then we'll have to decide who gets to play Diamond and who gets to play Pearl. I don't know yet. But we still need to pick up Pearl, and then I think we're going to play these together-ish. So like we'll play at the same time. My husband got 2 other Pokemon games. He got Pokemon Moon. I already have Pokemon Sun, so I think I'm gonna play Sun and I'll let him play Moon. And then we also got Pokemon Y, and I also already have X. So we just need to grab my husband a 3DS so that he can play on his own 3DS. I know I have several already, but they're like special editions. So I want to get him his own special edition. We're kind of thinking maybe like the Gold Zelda one, but we'll see. Maybe we should get a Pokemon one. I don't know. And then from that convention, I also got Xenosaga 2, which I've heard really good things about this series and decided I wanted to pick up the series and see how it is. I still need to get a new PlayStation 2 because we had a PlayStation 2 and then I didn't think I wanted the PlayStation 2 anymore because the Final Fantasy games that I mostly had it for came to Switch. So then I gave it to my brother, and then we decided we wanted it back, but my brother was like, you can have the games back, but I'm going to keep the PlayStation. So I need to get a PlayStation, but what I really want to do is get a pink one. I want to get like the Sakura pink one from Japan, and then I want to do a shell swap, which means I'm going to have to buy 2 consoles, an American one and the Japanese one, and then swap the shells. I bought the physical copy of Fantasy Life, which is a Japanese import. I bought it from Video Games Plus in Canada. We're going to talk about this game more in the playlist section of the video, so stay tuned. I also bought Story of Seasons Doraemon physical edition. I bought a digital edition for $10 way back when, and I've just decided I want a physical copy of this and the second game, so I'm still waiting for the second game to go on sale so I can buy that, and happy to have it in the collection. Next is the Lunar Remastered collection, which I was able to snag off of Amazon during a reprint, and I'm excited to play this one. I think I might end up playing this one this year. I've heard it's not too long, so we shall see. It's got Lunar Silver Star Story and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue in it, and it's just so much cheaper option to get these games rather than collect the original ones on PlayStation. Okay, hold on, let me grab one more thing. Okay, and of course, I got a Nintendo Switch 2. So happy to have this in the collection and to be playing it. I have been playing on my Switch 2 basically nonstop since I got it, which is really great because I honestly wasn't playing very much on my original Switch anymore the last year or two. Just when a new game came out, I would pick it up and play it. But I was mostly playing games on my Steam Deck because the games I wanted to play were not available on the Nintendo Switch, or they didn't get physical copies on the Nintendo Switch. So then I just ended up getting digital versions on Steam Deck. But I just freaking love this thing. The screen is fantastic. I know a lot of people still wish that there was an OLED, but I've compared this to my husband's OLED and the screen is very comparable. I actually think it looks better than the OLED. I actually think this looks really good. Yeah, I love my Nintendo Switch too. Ooh! I do have one other thing that I'll talk about later concerning my Switch 2 and some content that I made, so I'll get to that when we do channel updates at the end. Okay, so games for the Switch 2. I bought 2 games. Obviously, I bought Mario Kart World, so I have that one right here. I decided I wanted a physical copy because, of course, I'm a physical collector. Next, we have Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, and I decided to start playing this one earlier than I intended to, and I'm loving it, and I'll talk more about that in the playlist section of the video. So that's everything I've picked up. I did also pick up some accessories for the Switch 2. Some of them were sent to me to review and to post about on social media, so if you watch my shorts, you'll see those go up on the channel. I've basically been playing 3 different games on my Switch 2 right now, and that also means that I haven't been playing Persona 5 Royal. If you've been following along, I talk about it like every single video of this series. I played it a tiny bit since the last time I posted, but I got stuck on a boss. And then the Switch 2 came out, so I've been playing on the Switch 2. I've been playing Mario Kart World. Thoughts, feelings, concerns. I like it, but I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity with this game. Lots of thoughts, actually. So first off, Grand Prix. If you haven't played the game or heard about how the gameplay works, the Grand Prix, which I didn't expect this. Maybe it's just because my expectations were different. But in the Grand Prix, you start at a race and you do like 1 lap or something. And then you go to the next race and you race to the next race, which is what I thought Knockout was, which Knockout is. So why is Grand Prix doing that too? That's what I don't like about the Grand Prix. I just want to do 3 or 4 tracks and just do loops around the track. And I've heard that a lot of people have that feeling as well. I don't want to race to the next track and then only do a lap of it, especially because when it races you to the next track, you're starting over again. So you're in the lineup and you're in like 1st or 2nd place, and then the 24 racers just zoom out there and you've lost your lead. Versus in Knockout, you keep your lead because it's continuous. So it doesn't make sense to me why you would have a Grand Prix, race to the race and then do a lap and then stop and then start a new race, lose your lead, race to the race, do a loop. I'd rather just do loops. I want it to be more of a traditional Mario Kart Grand Prix and then have Knockout be that totally different continuous race. That's what I expected, and that's what I would want out of the game, and I don't know if Nintendo will update it at all, but Knockout Tour, love Knockout Tour. Very, very fun. It makes the game more exciting. It just makes it more exciting. I like Knockout Tour a lot. Highly recommend. Free roam feels kind of empty to me. I mean, I know there's a lot of like cars on the road, and in that aspect it's not empty, and there's a big world and there's different things in the world, but there's just not enough to do. So you can find like these little Princess Peach coins, I believe. I don't care. Like, why am I like, what's the incentive? So the little switches, the blue switches, those are okay. Like, some of them are actually really hard, or I just need to figure out how to grind rails better. I like the power switches, but I just feel like I need more. Like, I want quests. I really just want quests. I want to feel like there's more purpose to that world outside of just randomly driving around. And it can be a lot of fun doing that, but like, I don't know. I will say though, I've had my nieces and nephews over to play the game, and they prefer free roam, but we have to do that thing where you trick the system into playing multiplayer free roam, because there's not multiplayer free roam. Maybe I would play it more if there was multiplayer free roam. It's kind of dumb that it's not. My nieces and nephews loved the free roam. I think for them, especially in a household where their mom and dad don't let them win, they play hard, and so they don't like not winning, obviously, because they're kids. So they like the free roam because there's no winning, it's just playing. So I do recommend free roam for if you have kids. So I played Fantasy Life on the 3DS before I picked it up on the Switch. And I beat it on the 3DS, and I was playing it while I was waiting for my Fantasy Life Switch version to arrive, because it was coming from Japan through Video Games Plus in Canada. So it didn't even ship until like a week after the release. While everybody on the internet in the world were playing Fantasy Life, I was playing the 3DS version, and it's really good, and you get into it really fast. Now, I think I made a mistake when I started playing Fantasy Life on the Switch, because a lot of content creators were saying that basically you need to get past chapter 5 for the game to really start. So I was just grinding and trying to get past chapter 5. And I feel like that was a huge mistake. I feel like I wasn't enjoying the game because I was just trying to get to the end of chapter 5. And I really wish I would have slowed down a little bit more because, for example, in the 3DS version, there's very distinct times where the quest line will basically tell you like, okay, now go do the story. Okay, now go work on your lives. Okay, now go do back to the story. And it was a really good pacing of the game, and because I was just focused on getting through to chapter 5, the pacing was just really terrible doing that. So I don't recommend doing that. Everybody is saying the game doesn't really start until like 5 or 6 hours in. Just play the game the way you want to play the game. Do not listen to all of the popular content creators, because I did, and I feel like that was a mistake. Just have fun. I recommend playing a little bit of the story and then updating your lives a little bit and ranking up your lives, and then going back into the story and just going back and forth. I did end up finishing the story. I feel like I would have enjoyed the story more if I had paced it out better. So that's on me for doing that. Like I said, the ending was pretty good. I liked the ending. There's a lot of really cool moments in chapter 7, so I can see why they didn't want people streaming chapter 7 online. Now I'm in the end game content. I have started to try and rank up all my lives to master. I've got master on several of them, and so now I need to start going into hero. I finally started doing treasure groves. I did one with my husband, a couple with my husband actually. I highly recommend Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time. It is a must buy if you like Zelda, Animal Crossing, open world games, if you liked the original Fantasy Life, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. So I actually, in my last video, I mentioned that I wasn't sure if I was going to pre-order this one. I didn't pre-order it, but I impulsively bought it when I bought my Switch 2. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that game. So I went ahead and got it. Only disappointment here is that the Switch 2 spine is so boring looking. Like, put something cute on it because it's just white with words. Come on. But I love the game. So I was going to wait to start it. I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to wait until I finish Persona 5 Royal and then I'm going to start this. You know what? No, it's not going to happen. Persona 5 is just going to be a long burn. I'm going to be a slow burn. A slow burn? Yeah. It's going to take me probably 6 more months to finish that game. Let's just be real here. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. It's not that I don't like Persona 5 Royal. I'm starting to realize that I think what I don't like about it, well, I won't say that I don't like. I think what throws me off in terms of completing this game is the pacing and the style of the game. I don't know. It's not that I don't like it, but I had the same issue with Fire Emblem Three Houses, because you have like all of this social life sim aspect, and then it switches gears and goes into like the fighting, right? So Persona 5 does the same thing. I think there's something about that makes it harder for me to just continue playing the game, because I don't know, it pulls me in and out of the game somehow. Guardians of Azuma is just mostly RPG. There's not that much farming going on in here. And I feel like I get into the game more. I don't know. I think that might be what it is. I think the real test is going to be next time I just play like a full-on RPG, like maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or something. Or even Atelier Yumiya, when I play that one. We'll see how long it takes me to finish. Because it took me months, like 6 to 7, maybe even 10 months to finish Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I'm having the same problem with Persona 5 Royal. So I'm wondering if it's the structure of the game making it difficult for me to finish. And I think also the other issue, this is the original issue that I thought I had with the game, was that it's a game that requires all of your attention. So I can't just sit and watch YouTube while I do a race or rank up my lives. I have to sit there and pay attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that a lot of the time I'm getting home after work and I'm tired and I just want to zone out. That means I want to put a YouTube video on. I want to just chill. Anyways, we're supposed to be talking about Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. This game is amazing, and I initially, when I started playing it, the things that brought me the most joy were just hearing all of the little sound effects that they did keep intact from the original series, because this is a spin-off game. There will eventually be a Rune Factory 6. So I wasn't sure with Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma how much Rune Factory there was going to be, like the original structure of Rune Factory. And what's really cool is they kept some of the sound effects from the original Rune Factory, which I really loved. But then they also incorporated with this very cultural vibe, and I love that. It just works really well. The story is amazing. The story is different from what a regular Rune Factory game is. You do have a little bit of that whole amnesia thing going on, but the way they approach it is different, which I like, because I often feel like the Rune Factory games are just basically the same game over and over again. They have the exact same story with the amnesia thing, and I feel like they actually spinned it a little bit different in this game that makes it more worthwhile in terms of the story. I really like the graphics, and I think it looks really smooth on the Switch too. It performs really well. I do also want to address that with both of these games, I have heard one creator say that they felt like the games looked blurry and that it looked better on their Steam Deck. My husband and I both have Steam Decks, and my husband has Fantasy Life on the Steam Deck. And when I looked at them side by side, my husband and I both agreed that it looked better on the Switch too. So I think it's probably going to come down to personal preference, but I felt it looked better. It looked cleaner. I felt that it looked grainier on the Steam Deck. Most of the farming is all automated. Like, I haven't really done any farming at all because my little villagers do it all. I really like that because this feels more like an RPG. It goes heavier into the RPG aspects, which I really like, but it's still really cozy. And I think RPGs like this are easier to get into if you've never played an RPG before and maybe you're moving from the cozy space into RPGs. I think you'll like this if you liked Rune Factory 4, because Rune Factory 4, in my opinion, does lean more heavy into the story and the RPG elements. I don't remember really caring about the farming in that game. I think it's worth a shot if you didn't like Rune Factory 5 to try this game, even if you're more into farming. I just think it's a good entryway into RPGs if you are new to it. And I love that the whole game is on the disc. I'm not buying game key cards. That is not happening. If it does happen, it will be because I accidentally did that. So, oh, and there's voice acting in this game, and it is amazing. And I love voice acting because it keeps me immersed and engaged. And Fantasy Life, I also had some voice acting. I don't like just reading and reading and reading and reading and reading. You will lose me so fast. So voice acting is fantastic. That is all the games I'm playing. Channel updates. Okay, here we go. So I quit my job. I'm just gonna come out and say it. So how do I explain this? So I've gotten a new job, and I'm going from working full-time to working part-time and basically just an independent contractor. And so I'm hoping to work like 20 hours a week. Right now I'm just getting started. So today is like Tuesday, and I've only worked like 4.5 hours this week. So eventually I'd like to get to 4 hours a day of working as an independent contractor. And then the rest of the time I'm going to be working on my content. So I'm very excited. So that means there will be some changes to the channel, but all good changes. So the first thing is I want to try and shoot for weekly long form videos, and before I was doing bi-weekly, and before that I was doing like monthly videos. So I'm ramping up the amount of content that I'm making, and then I also want to ramp up the amount of short form content that I'm making. So I usually make 3 a week, and I usually make all my content on the weekends, but now I can make them in the afternoon on the weekdays. I'm gonna try and shoot for 3 to 5 short form videos a week instead of just 3. Yeah, I think those are the biggest changes. We're still trying to hit 3,000 watch hours so that we can unlock memberships, and then if we unlock memberships, then I will be doing a monthly members only podcast. just kind of going over channel updates and different things that are going on in my life, just kind of the behind the scenes. Eventually, these pickups and playlist videos will just be pickups and playlists, and I won't do channel updates at the end. With all that said, I do have goals to try and make more money with content, so I have a few TikTok shop videos that I'm going to be putting out, and just trying to focus on working with brands that email me, because a lot of times I get emailed quite a few games actually, and a lot of times I have to turn them down because I just don't have time to cover them. So hoping that I'll have more time to cover games. But I did have a TikTok video go viral this last week or two. I did a video about me returning my Switch 2 because I pre-ordered from Target and it didn't get here in time, and the FOMO was just like, I just couldn't wait. I'm sorry. So I went and bought it the next day from Best Buy. And so when the one from Target came, I returned the one from Target. But I made a video all about it, and the trolls just like attacked the video, and that's kind of what I thought would happen. So I knew what I was doing when I posted the video, and it got over 400,000 views, and I don't even know how many comments. It was a lot, and I actually made like $700 on that video. Ooh, so I'm very excited. Like, I've been on TikTok for a long time and don't normally get paid that much from TikTok. I'm also excited because within the last year, I've gained 1,000 followers on YouTube. I know I'm at like 1,200, but at this time last year, I was at about 200, and that's when I started tracking all of that. So I've gained 1,000 followers on YouTube in a year, and I'm feeling really good about that, and I'm excited to see more growth on the channel. I'm also seeing some really great growth on Instagram and Threads. And when I say really great growth on Instagram, I mean I actually got a couple new followers because I've had that account longer than my TikTok account, and I have 280 followers. It's pathetic. I don't know what it is about that algorithm. They never show my content to anybody. But yeah, I'm finally making some progress, which is nice. Will I ever get to 1,000 followers on Instagram? I have no idea. I also made some new friends over on Threads, just posting about when I was playing Fantasy Life on the 3DS. A lot of people really resonated with that, and so I have gained some new followers there. So welcome, if you're coming from Threads to this video, welcome to the channel. So since I am planning on making weekly long form videos, I want to know in the comments, what do you want to see more of on the channel? I just want to know what you want to see more of so I can make content that you enjoy watching. That's everything I picked up, everything I'm playing, all the channel updates. I want to know down in the comments what games you picked up for any console, even if it was digital, whatever you bought, whatever you're collecting, whatever you're playing. Tell me down in the comments. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Happy gaming, happy collecting, happy playing your video games. I'll see you in the next video, and yeah, bye.